Aloha and welcome to the Secret Art of Huna podcast, where I'll be sharing how to use Huna, the carefully guarded spiritual, energetic and healing practices of the ancient Hawaiians, to help you transform those bits of your life that aren't working, to help you find your purpose, or maybe just to help you dump emotional baggage. I'm Dr. Jane Lewis, and 20 years ago I was burnt out, depressed, unfulfilled, disappointed, directionless and deeply, deeply miserable. Huna enabled me to change all that, and so I now share it with whoever wants to experience a more joyful, fulfilling life. Aloha and welcome to today's conversation, which is all about synchronicity, or what we also call coincidence. I talk about coincidence, synchronicity quite a bit in different webinars, in different videos. But I thought today I'd actually focus on it as a topic in its own right, because it's an incredibly useful tool to help you understand what's going on in your life. And that's got to be valuable. So I thought we'd start with that. So the Hawaiians talk about sympathetic vibration, which is the same thing. And what the Hawaiians used to say was that two or more events happening at the same time are likely to have more associations in common than just time. Very few events ever happen in isolation. There is no such thing as a mere coincidence. And when they talk about two things happening at the same time, it may be at exactly the same time, but it could be separated by a brief period of time. It's when you start to see those patterns, those coincidences, those things when you think, wow, that's a coincidence, that you know that you're onto something that's synchronous. So I'll give you, for example, recently I received, in the space of about a week, maybe 10 days, 2 emails from completely different, unrelated people. The only connection that they have is me, and they don't know each other. 2 emails, both of which were about boundaries. Now, one of them said very obviously in the title, boundaries, so I knew it was about boundaries. But the other one, I had no idea it was about boundaries. I opened it and then realized that the email itself was actually about boundaries. And I thought, that's very interesting, because when you get one email about boundaries, well, that's an email about boundaries. It's interesting and we'll read it. But when you get 2 emails about boundaries, that's a coincidence. That could be the start of a pattern. So how I use synchronicity, how I use coincidence to help me understand what's going on in my life. One of the things that you can do is look at the coincidence and just ask yourself, what does this mean to me? So with boundaries, one of the questions I asked myself was, okay, so what do boundaries mean to me? So whether the coincidence is you meet two small black dogs at different times when walking down the road, or you've seen 2 small black dogs and then you see one on Facebook, whatever the coincidence is, what does whatever that thing is that you're seeing, what does that mean to me? Another really useful question is, how am I experiencing that thing in my life? So boundaries, how am I experiencing boundaries in my life? As you do that, you can start to see what you need to think about. So with boundaries, my questions were, okay, boundaries, what do they mean to me? Well, boundaries mean to me holding my own, holding to my principles, taking a stand, taking a stance, not letting people use or abuse me. So it's taking that stand. That's what it means. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting, but probably doesn't tell me very much. Boundaries. Where am I either allowing people to override my boundaries in my life, or where am I overriding other people's boundaries in my life? Now, this is where it gets interesting. So, where am I allowing people to override my boundaries? And as I thought about it, there probably have been a few instances lately where I've not really stood my ground. I've not really stood my boundaries. Now, the problem is that when you don't stand your boundaries, a couple of things happen. One is that energetically you're saying to the universe, hey, it's okay. You can override my boundaries and I don't care. I'm not going to do anything about it. So it's a sort of energetic message. And the other is that for you, you're not taking a stance. You're not honoring your own values. So taking a stance, honoring on my own values, something I'm not necessarily doing in all areas of my life at the moment. Where am I overriding other people's boundaries? Well, I'm not sure that I am. I can't think of any immediate instances where where I've been overriding other people's boundaries of late, but it's possible. So when you get these synchronicities, when you get these coincidences, then it gives you a great opportunity to look at, what does that actually mean? This pattern that's emerging, what's the significance of that in my life? Where am I doing it in my life? Where am I not doing it in my life? Where am I doing it to other people? Where am I not doing it to other people if it's something I should be doing to other people? Or if it's seeing small black dogs, what does a small black dog mean to me? What does a small black dog symbolize for me? And it's whatever the small black dog symbolizes for you. And then we're back to dreams and dream interpretation, where you interpret any symbol just in the same way as you would as if it were a dream. You ask yourself the question, what does this mean to me in general? And then you ask yourself, okay, then what does it mean to me in an area of my life that I want to investigate? And I've talked more about dreams in a different Facebook Live, so I'm not going to go into that one right now. So I hope that's been an interesting little Saturday morning reflection for you. Synchronicity, coincidence, really, really useful tool for getting you just to pause and think about what's happening in life. So good morning, Nicola. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, Monica. Have a great Saturday, and I'll talk to you next Saturday. Bye-bye.
I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. If you want to bring about rapid transformation in your life, check out secretartofhuna.com, where you can also download a free meditation to help you with self-forgiveness. You can also look out for Secret Art of Huna on social media such as Facebook and LinkedIn. Look forward to talking to you again very soon.